Hey everyone, this is Julie, and in this tutorial, you'll have a glance at the functionality of the dynamic field widget from the JetEngine plugin. Before we proceed, make sure you are subscribed to our channel if you're new here, and of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell. The dynamic field widget helps you to display the content from the meta field. This widget pulls the data from the specified source and displays it using the set style and the content settings. Now let's go through the widget features. I'm gonna drag and drop the dynamic field widget on the page, and let's look through the content settings. The first one is source. In the dropdown, you can see a list of available sources from where the data will be pulled out. In case of a post, term, user, object data, the content will be pulled from the default meta field of the post, term, user, or object. The field can be specified in the object field select. Metadata. This option will take the content from one of the meta fields created by you using the JetEngine plugin's functionality. You can select a specific field in the meta field drop-down menu or define by typing in the custom meta field /repeater key. Query variable can be used to display data on the search results page. Options allows you to choose meta fields created for the options page. Relations hierarchy. The data will be taken from the fields of the post related to the current one. You can choose what type of post to get and select the type from the post type drop-down list. And also there can be relation metadata. This option takes the data from the meta fields created for relations. Right now it is unavailable since I have no relations set on my website. As you can see, it already displayed some data in my case, in particular a post title, since I set a specific post type in the settings. The source will define what data can be pulled, and only some content options will work. For example, if it's a simple WordPress post, I won't be able to pull any data, let's say, from the properties post type. So for the widget to work correctly, you needed to specify the right source in the settings. Post object field of the post source will work for the posts, terms for the terms, and so on. I set properties post type back again, so now the meta fields are displayed correctly. If you want to add an icon to the field, here you can choose it from the library or download it as an SVG file. HTML tag drop-down menu allows you to choose the HTML tags in which the field will be wrapped. A div is a tag that is used to define containers. From H1 to H6 turns the field into a headline. P defines the field as a paragraph, and the span marks it as an inline part of the document. As for the next two options, hide if value is empty. Turn this option on if you want to hide the field if it's not filled. If you don't want to hide the field if it's empty, in this text area, you can define what text to show to the user instead. For example, if I select excerpt right here and set fallback, it will display the fallback because the selected field value is empty for this post. Okay, the next one is filter field output, and I will get back to it a bit later since this one needs extra attention. Customize field output. Turn this toggle on to add the text before and after the value pulled from the meta field. For example, I will add visit at the beginning and right now at the end. The string stands for the value that is pulled. so you can easily add some content before and after the value. The last option here is context. This field helps specify the field's source and collaborates with the source option. According to your settings, there can be such options. Default object shows data for the current page or listing template. Current user global shows data according to the user for whom the page was created. Current user for current scope shows data according to the user which is currently proceeding. For example, there is a listing of users that shows the post written by the user after clicking on them. In this case, if you choose the current user for current scope context, it will display the meta field value of the user you have just clicked on, not the logged in user. Queried user shows data for the current logged in user or the user mentioned in the URL. Current post author will show the meta field value of the user who is the author of the currently opened post. And the last one is default WordPress object for current page. It always shows the data of a current global object for the current page defined by WordPress. For instance, on a single page or a single post, it will always be the current post even if you go to the listing, add it to this page. Now I will get back to the filter field output and walk you through the most useful options here. Enabling filter field output allows you to display different data types. Dynamic field widget can be used to show the data from, for example, Checkbox meta field. For showcasing date, time, and datetime meta fields values, use the format date callback to show the data pulled from the database using date, time, or datetime meta fields. In the format field, you can set the date format. For example, the FJY format string represents F full name for the month, J the day of the month, Y the year of 4 digits. Lowercase y gives the year's last 2 digits. These format characters are standardized and globally used in a PHP language. Format date localized is the same as the previous one, but shows the date already localized to the website's language. Human readable time difference. This callback works with the date and datetime meta fields. It shows the difference between the date you put into the meta field and the current date. In the additional meta key field, you can enter another meta field name, and this callback will show the difference between dates in these two meta fields. For instance, you can display the difference between the start and end date. For displaying post and term titles, links, and URLs. If you select the post ID option in the object field, getPost/page title callback will display the title of the post or page. If you choose one of the ID options in the object field drop-down menu, this callback will display the post's URL. And also getPostPage link callback will also show the post URL, but in the form of a title with a link. GetPost/page thumbnail callback will display the featured image of the post or page. You can also set the image size, like full, thumbnail, medium, etc. And if you enable the Add Permalink toggle, you can proceed to the post or page by clicking the image if you select the Post ID option in Object field. Again, these options work only if you have the Post ID specified in the Object field. Let's take a look at the options for terms. For that, I will set terms as the listing source and choose the needed taxonomy. Make sure you select the correct source, otherwise the dynamic field widget won't pull the data correctly. Now if you select the term ID option in Object field, the Get Term Name callback will display the title of the term. Get Term URL will display the term URL, And the getTermLink1 will display the term name with the link. All three options can be used only if you select the term or taxonomy ID in the Object Field drop-down menu. If you needed to use the URL scheme, for example for email sending, you can use this callback and select URL scheme. Embed URL. Use this callback if you have a meta field containing a URL and you want to embed it on the page. For example, it will work if you want to embed a video from YouTube. Since I have a meta field video tour URL, I can select it in the Object Field. And don't worry if it looks weird, you can always fix it in the Style tab. Make clickable. If you have a field with a URL, it will normally be shown as a plain text, so this callback will make it a clickable link. If you want to display the data from the number meta field, you can set its format using the format number callback. You can choose how the decimal point and thousands separator will look like and set how many numbers will be shown after the decimal point. Zero-wise. Add leading zeros. When this callback is enabled, it adds zeros before the value of the number meta field. In the threshold field, you can enter the digit number that must not have added zeros. For example, I set the 3 threshold, so if the number has 1 digit, 2 zeros will be added to it. Proportional callback works with the number field type and calculates the proportion of the field value. In the divisor field, you can enter the number by which the field value will be divided. In the multiplier, enter the number by which the field value will be multiplied, and the callback will show the final result. You can also identify in the result precision field how many decimals can be shown in the result after the separator. In case you needed to perform arithmetic operations with the current field value, you can use calculated field callback. It's not available in this list, but you can proceed to the free DevTools Kit page, download the calculated callback add-on, and upload it as a plugin to your WordPress website. To learn more about this callback, go to the calculated callback add-on tutorial available in our knowledge base. Phone number format allows formatting phone and credit cards numbers from the number, text, or text area meta field by applying a mask to a dynamic field widget. You can also get this callback on the free DevTools Kit page. With the help of the filter field output, you can also adjust values output from the select, radio, and the checkbox meta fields. For example, multiple select field values callback is used for the select field type and allows you to showcase several selected options. And don't forget to specify the delimiter afterward. Get child element from object/array. This callback works with the checkbox and the select meta fields. It shows the value of the option chosen in the checkbox of select. For example, if you tick the one option of the checkbox and have chosen the one option for the callback, it will display the true value. Get labels by glossary data allows you to display the labels of the glossary items list. This callback works with the radio, select, and the checkbox meta fields. If you want to display the values chosen in the checkbox field type, checkbox field values callback will help you display them in a line separated by delimiter. And also the next one, checked values list, is also used with the checkbox meta field type but shows the data as a list. You can set the glossary if you use one of the checkbox meta field and choose the column's number. You can also enable the add divider between items toggle and set the divider color. ACF checkbox field values allows you to display the values of the checkbox meta fields created by ACF plugin functionality. Switcher field values. With the help of this callback, you can display the values of the switcher meta field type. For the media meta field, you can use getImageById. This callback option displays the image from the database instead of its number value when using the media meta field. Here you can also set the image size. GetAttachmentFileLink.by.id. This option appears in the list after you enable the attachment file link by ID toggle in the JetEngine Modules External Modules tab. It allows you to display download links for PDF, zip, and other file formats from the media meta field using the dynamic field widget, and use it to output such links to the archive and the single-page templates. In the display name select, you can pick such options. File name shows the file name. Attachment post title. If the file contains a link to the post or page template, this option shows the title. Current post title shows the title of the post in which media field the file is attached. Parent post title shows the title of the parent of the current post, and the custom allows you to set the custom label. Also, you can toggle on Open a new window so the file is opened in the new window. For the Gallery meta field, there is such option as Images Gallery Grid callback. And this option appears in the list after you enable the Grid Gallery for Dynamic Field Widget toggle in the JetEngine Modules Default Modules tab. For this callback, you can set the number of columns, image size, and enable the Use Lightbox toggle that displays full-sized images by filling the screen. You can also make it masonry by activating this toggle. Images Gallery slider is used whenever you need to display the images added using the Gallery meta field in a slider. Again, if you don't see this option in the list, check if you have the slider gallery for Dynamic Field Widget module enabled. This callback can be customized just like the Images Gallery Grid callback. Embed icon from icon picker is for the icon picker type field and allows you to show the icon, not its ID. Add paragraph tabs. If you have chosen the Textarea meta field in the meta field select, this callback will add paragraphs to the text. Trim string by characters or words appears in the list after you enable the Trim String callback toggle in the JetEngine Dashboard Modules External Modules tab. It displays the pieces of text from meta fields, options, etc. trimmed by the chosen string length value. So you can set the trimmed type to characters or words and limit the string length. As for displaying the post meta field values, you can use get post titles from IDs, and when enabled, this callback displays the titles of the posts you have chosen in the field. Related posts list. This callback also works with the post meta field, but displays the post titles in a list instead of a row. The enabled single value option shows only the first related post. You can also add links to related posts and set the related list HTML tag to UL, shows a post in the bulleted list, OL shows a post in the ordered numerical list, and div shows a post in the row. Field values count. Another callback for the posts meta field. It shows the number of posts you have chosen in the field. To display the relation data, you can first of all use Related Items List. This callback displays the list of related items, such as terms, posts, CCTs, or users. For this callback, you need to pick the post term user object data source and select one of the options in the object field from the related items for the current object column. Again, you can enable single value option. Also add links to the related posts and set the related list HTML tag to show bullets, or make it a numerical list, or show items in the row. As the JetEngine plugin's functionality lets you generate the shortcodes, you can add a shortcode in some field, and normally it will be displayed as plain text. Let me switch to a different post type that has a shortcode meta field. Okay, I set a source, and now you can see a shortcode, but as a plain text. I will duplicate the dynamic field widget and now enable the do shortcodes callback. As you can see, the shortcode in the field is processed and shown correctly. Remember that to use the shortcodes with the meta field, you needed to add a separate meta field for it and enter the shortcode into the post field. And finally, the last one, QR code. This option appears in the list after you enable the QR code for Dynamic Field widget toggle in the JetEngine dashboard default modules tab. It allows you to display any data placed in the meta field as a QR code. And of course, you will be able to change the QR code size. That's it for this overview. Now you are a professional when it comes to the dynamic field widget. Be aware that you can get some free features for JetEngine and the other plugins from the free DevTools Kit page. And make sure to check the description to find the links to the pages mentioned in this video. As always, if this overview is helpful, don't hesitate to give us a like, leave your comment, and make sure you are subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.